transforming Paul's life, Paul became an apostle. What does an apostle mean? What exactly does an apostle do? Let's find out this week.
If you missed the lesson, here is the quick version. God's rescue plan starts taking place. Jesus will be our salvation to save us from sin and to bring us back to God. He will be our Redeemer to pay the penalty for sin and to set us free from the bondage of sin. And He did it all by dying on the cross. He beat sin and death by rising again because He didn't stay dead. And so this is the message for the whole world, not just the Jews, and the disciples had to understand this. So God used Peter through a dream to share the good news to Cornelius, who was a Gentile, which means everyone else who wasn't a Jew. And Cornelius believed and he was filled with the Holy Spirit. God showed Peter that Gentiles were His children too. So who was going to tell the Gentiles? And now we meet Paul, also known as Saul. Saul, as he was called by his Jewish friends, was a very strict Pharisee. He believed that anyone who followed Jesus had to be arrested. Then he met Jesus. As he was traveling to Damascus, a bright light from the sky blinded him. He heard a voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" It was Jesus appearing to Paul. In Damascus, God instructed Ananias to look for Paul, as he would be the one God would use to spread the good news to Jews and Gentiles and even to kings. Why Paul? Paul was a Jew, but he grew up in the Greek world and he was a student of the best teacher at that time, which was Rabbi Gamaliel. And he could explain the good news of Jesus to the Greeks and Romans better than any of the other apostles. He was incredibly smart, incredibly passionate, two things that would help him as he traveled the world talking about Jesus. And finally, he was a Roman citizen, which would help him to get around, help him keep out of trouble, and if he got really into trouble, to help him go straight to Rome to see Caesar himself.